Peace, family. Welcome back to the Divine Illumination. All right, family. I hope you've been taking care of yourself. I hope you've been grounding, staying connected to Mother Earth. I hope you've been pouring into yourself more than you are. I hope you're giving more energy to yourself than you are to this matrix. You got to make sure you're good first before we handle anything. And that's very important in today's topic. Today I want to talk to you about psychic attacks. So psychic attacks have been ramped up in the last few years. I know definitely for me on a personal level, but also for other chosen ones trying to come into their energy and continue to grow on this spiritual journey. It's really just a journey of evolution in general, but as we grow on this journey, we have been being attacked psychically through the mind just to throw us off our path. So first I want to tell you how these psychic attacks are orchestrated and who's orchestrating them. So first, a lot of these psychic attacks come through other people, right? First, look, I'm gonna tell you this. This spiritual world, this physical world that we live in is intertwined with the spirit world, right? And most people can't see that there are constantly spirits, different beings floating all around us at every moment, right? They live with us, just not visible to the eye for most people. So with that being said, there are a lot of invisible, quote unquote, invisible beings here doing what they do as well. And the beings responsible for these psychic attacks are what you would call these invisible beings. It's a plane passing through. But these invisible beings their food is different. By them being invisible beings, they don't eat just regular food how you and I do. They feed off of emotions, which is frequencies, right? So they consume different frequencies, lower frequencies to be specific. So now that I told you who they are, let me break down how they operate, how they go about this process of consuming these emotions. We're gonna go with emotions for the sake of this conversation. So like I was saying, they work through, one of the ways they collect their food is working through other people. So you may have certain people in your life just like poking at you, just trying to disrupt your energy to get a reaction out of you. Now this person could be anybody. It could be family members. It could be just random people. It could be anybody who is not fully intact with themselves, and they can have their strings pulled just to get a reaction out of you. Because these beings they don't necessarily, it's not a full possession, but they do work through other beings. Because most of the people here are not walking around in the present moment at all times. So they kind of just going through the motions. They're not connected. They're not grounded. So things can use that to their advantage. So these people would just be urged to pull at your emotions, right? And try to get a reaction out of you. And the thing is, as soon as you react, you let off a certain frequency. You open up your aura and emit a certain frequency. In that case, it would be a negative or chaotic or aggressive type of energy. And that's food for these parasites. They will then consume that energy that you emitted, and it's already done. You walk away feeling drained after that. After that interaction, of course, you're gonna be like we notice these things, but we don't correlate, like we don't put two and two together about what's really happening. So I'm sure we've all had an argument, and after the argument, he's like, God damn, like I need to just sit down for a minute. Like I'm tired now. You know what I mean? That is a psychic attack. And these invisible beings work through other humans to get that energy out of you. Another way these invisible beings, or parasites really, another way they get these emotions out of you, get these frequencies out of you to consume, is through dreams. So it's very important to have, look, so you'll have a situation in your dream, something that pisses you off, something that might scare you, anything that is gonna cause your soul to emit a negative frequency, a chaotic frequency. And that, once again, is food for them. So not only is it important for us to be aware in this present moment, in this physical reality, but also in our dreams. The dream world is just as real, if not realer, than this third dimensional world we in right here. So in the dream world, you have to also be grounded. You have to be aware, pay attention to what's going on. You have to be able to witness something happen. And just do that, just be a witness. Don't involve yourself in these altercations, in these different situations, because when you involve yourself, you are bound to give a reaction to these things. And then you are food for these parasitic entities. So the way you defend yourself is just that. You have to, I'm gonna give you a few different techniques, a few different things you can practice to make sure you're not food for these entities. One, like I said in the beginning of the video, I hope you are grounding and staying connected to Mother Nature. Grounding is literally putting your bare feet on top of Mother Nature and absorbing her healing frequencies. It gets a lot deeper than that, but I have videos. I'll probably put one up here so y'all can check out that I dropped already about grounding. But not only is it good for the physical body, but it's also grounding energy and healing energy for your spirit body as well. It keeps you at peace, keeps you aware, it keeps you in the present moment when you practice grounding. Another way is to, especially for melanated beings, but all beings, to get sunlight. So when we get sunlight, we are receiving light codes from this powerful source that we have in our sky. And these light codes are helping your DNA to remember who it is. But these things, it's like, I know a lot of people, you may be outside, you may work outside, but it's different when you have the intentions. Like I said in the last video, not my last video, but the one I posted a couple days ago. Intentions are everything, right? So when you don't set intentions, yeah, you still getting light codes, you still receiving energy from the sun, but it's not as powerful as it could be just by simply setting an intention to receive these light codes, receive this healing DNA awakening energy from the sun. So intentions are everything. Another way to protect yourself against these psychic attacks, these invisible parasitic entities, is to find some sort of meditation practice that fits who you are. You don't have to sit down, legs crossed, meditating like a monk just to meditate, although I do that quite often. But there's different ways to meditate. Meditation is simply being in the present moment, fully in the present moment, free of thought, right? That's meditation. So whether you go cycling, whether you go hiking, if you're an athlete, athletic activities, whether you're practicing, doing drills, whatever the case, all of that can be a form of meditation. As long as you're fully in the present moment and you're directing your focus to something. So that way you are free of thought. The more you do this, the more you can realize when something's off. The more you're in the present moment, once again, the more you meditate, you will, as soon as something kind of gets you out of that meditative state, it's a red flag in your brain. It's like, okay, your antenna's up. And then for the sake of this conversation, if it's a psychic attack, you're like, okay, I see what they're doing here. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I see the attack coming in. And then you could pull away from it, stay in the present moment, basically ignore what they trying, the streams they trying to, ignore what they trying to do. Stay within yourself, and you won't open your aura up and emit negative frequencies for them to harvest. So any form of meditation, I just gave you some great examples of meditation, whatever it is, playing music, making music, whatever the case, find the meditation practice that aligns with you the most, and do that every single day, multiple times a day if possible. That will help you protect yourself from a lot of these psychic attacks. That's pretty much that was the point of this video, just to bring this to people's attention, because for the chosen ones, like I was saying, we are experiencing a lot of psychic attacks. They don't want us to be in tune. They don't want us to remember who we are. And you notice if you get these psychic attacks a lot, you'll be doing good for a while. You'll be on your path. It's like every time you start aligning your energy and starting to raise your frequency, it'll be a psychic attack. It'll pull you back into this negative state. You'll emit negative energy, for one, which is already going to attract more negative energy. But after that situation, your energy is literally harvested and consumed by these entities. So now your energy level has just decreased once again. So it's putting you back in an old loop. It's putting you may have dropped some bad habits, right? And you're on your way to ascension. But when you are victim to a psychic attack, now you back into the bad habits that you were trying to leave alone, right? So that's how this works. They just pull you back into the same loop. Every time you go up, you get pulled right back down into the same loop. You finally build your energy up from that loop and you decide to go back up, psychic attack pulls you right back down. So that's all it is. It's really nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to fear. Because once you are aligned with who you are, once you have your energy intact, once you are truly in the present moment, protecting your energy, it's absolutely, it's no way for them to benefit off of you. They'll move on to the next victim. So it's nothing to fear. If we fear these things, that fear is what? A negative emotion which has a negative frequency, a low vibrational frequency that they love to consume. So it's nothing to fear at all. You untouchable, really. It's up to you if you want to embrace how untouchable you are. And remember, you're never alone in this journey. You have spirit guides that are protecting you this whole time. They're in this spirit realm as well, just like these parasitic beings are in the spirit realm. So you can't perceive them with these two eyes. You got to see them with this one. But they are here. They with us. They walk with you through all of this. The only problem is you are giving consent to these negative entities. So this whole universe operates under the law of free will. So once you give your consent, they have the ability to then harvest your energy. As long as you do not consent, which is what I was talking about by simply ignoring them, they can't, there's nothing they can do. They gotta move on. So I just wanted to let my chosen brothers and sisters know about these psychic attacks and how to deal with them. I hope this video helped you out. Y'all leave a like on the video. Y'all comment if you are experiencing or if you have experienced some situations similar to this, and we'll talk about it. But much love. Y'all stay up. I'm out.